A winter storm that arrived last night is making things a little challenging for people who have to venture out today.
Our team coverage of the storm continues now from Berks County, where WFMZ's Melissa Fullerton is standing by live from the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Wyomissing. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, guys. I'm no thermometer, and maybe it's the power of suggestion because I was listening to Matt say it got colder, but it does feel a little colder since the last time we saw you. But still, not very much wind out here this morning, just a little bit colder since we were here around 5:30. I'm going to give you a look at 222 out there. You can see the lights of the traffic moving at a pretty good pace at this point. I can't tell you the conditions because we're a little far away, but just judging by the traffic moving out there, it looks like traffic is moving, and it looks like there's a pretty good volume of traffic out there right now. So people definitely out and about this morning. Bringing it back a little closer, I'll give you a look at Crossing Drive. That's what's here behind me here in Wyomissing, and it has improved since the last time we saw you. The lane is just wet at this point. A little bit of mush there in the middle, but you can see people driving on that just fine this morning. You will want to be careful because, you know, when that slush gets under your tires, sometimes you can get into a little bit of a pickle, but for the most part, it's just wet here at Crossing Drive. People are going to the Home Depot. It opened up a little bit ago. I don't know if that's a good indication of the weather because, you know, men will go to the Home Depot no matter what. I know that's a pretty broad statement, but I live with a guy who goes to the Home Depot a lot, so I don't know if that's a good judge of how good it is out there this morning. People shopping at the Home Depot. They were there when the doors opened this morning ready to shop. So they are open. The parking lots here in Wyomissing are slowly being cleared. They've got a lot of plow trucks out here at the Crowne Plaza. They were there at the Best Buy clearing out some of the restaurants. So things are kind of coming together. Traffic moving this morning. Like I said, I think it's going to keep improving as we go through the morning. We haven't seen a snowflake since we've been out. So a good sign if you have to be out and about today. But we'll keep checking in with you guys. For now, we're going to send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Melissa, Home Depot is like Bloomingdale's for many men, isn't it?
I know, right? I mean, it's the minute those doors open, people were going in.
That's crazy. Now,
yeah,
you would think,
I haven't seen a woman, though.
Okay.
You would think, Melissa, they have the shovels and the salt that they could get from Home Depot, but maybe they're last-minute people.
Maybe that could be it. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone leaving with a shovel. I think they're just shopping in there.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Good day to shop. All right. Thanks, Melissa.
Nutty men.
Well, Rick Edwards is also keeping an eye on things from the traffic center for us this morning.
Let's head there for the latest. Rick?
Thanks, guys. I could use a few light bulbs there at the Home Depot, too. Thanks a lot. We have no problems to report on the major highways. The things are running smoothly. We'll check Berks County now since we had Melissa.
All right, thanks, Rick. And as Rick just mentioned, drivers all over the region are dealing with the effects of the latest winter storm, and things could be a bit slower than usual out there this morning.
Our team coverage of the storm continues now from Allentown, where meteorologist Mark Shanaberger is standing by at the American Parkway Plaza. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, guys, and good morning, everyone. And I think what Rick just said is that as far as the traffic goes, it's going to be a little bit slower, but you will be able to get around this morning because that snow has come to an end here in Allentown and in Whitehall. And as Matt mentioned, most of the viewing area has seen an end to the snow. So that is some good news. And the road crews, they've been out very active this morning getting these roadways cleared off for you. Most of the major roadways are fine. There's at least one lane, 145, which we traveled on this morning, 22. There's at least one clear lane open, and the other one or two lanes aren't that bad, so you shouldn't have any problem if you can get to those major roadways. Some of the secondary roadways still have some snow on them, but they're a lot like, in most of the places that we've seen, they're a lot like what we're seeing right here at the intersection of 3rd American Parkway in Hamilton, with the snow out there, but certainly passable if you take your time. So that's the situation in Allentown as far as the roadways go. The snow, it's a light, fluffy snow, so if you give yourself a little extra time to clear off your sidewalk or your driveway, you shouldn't have any problem just kind of pushing this off to the side, because you can just kind of kick this stuff and it basically moves away. So it's a light, fluffy snow. If you could just push it off rather than picking it up, giving yourself a little extra time to shovel your driveway or your sidewalk this morning, you shouldn't have any problems there. It is getting a little bit colder outside, as Matt has been mentioning. We have noticed a drop in the temperatures. I know Spin is complaining, but he always complains, so that's nothing really all that new, but it is actually getting a little bit colder out here in Allentown. Live from American Plaza, I'm WFMZ meteorologist Mark Shanaberger, back inside you guys.
Thank you. Yes?
There's two snowballs waiting for me.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Sorry, we can't delay it for you.
Oh, there it is. One.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
All right, Mark. Thank you.
The roads in Berks County are also a little slippery this morning.
Yeah, WFMZ's Melissa Fullerton is at the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Wyomissing with a look at the conditions there. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, it is a little messy out here if you're coming out this morning. I'll tell you, I just cleaned my car off a little while ago. So if you left your car out overnight last night, you're definitely going to want to give yourself a little extra time. Get out the brush, get out the scraper. There was a lot of stuff on my car this morning. Let it warm up a little bit if you've left it out. If you didn't have a garage. I didn't have a garage here at the Crowne Plaza last night, but no complaints about the Crowne Plaza. Let's take a look at the snow here in Berks County. Like Mark said, kind of fluffy. I don't think you're going to be making any snowmen out of this today. We can't even get a snowball. I don't know how they're getting snowballs up in Allentown, but there's no snowballs flying here in Berks County. Patrick and I have a friendly relationship, my cameraman here. I'll give you a look at Crossing Drive. It's just pretty slushy at this point. A lot of mush there in the middle, but it has been getting better all morning, and now it looks like the lanes are just wet. We've had some cars coming through, and they've been moving at a pretty decent pace. We've also had a couple plow truck drivers coming through, treating this roadway throughout the morning. One guy, we're going to say he's a friendly plow truck driver, keeps beeping at us, so we're thinking he's friendly or else he's complaining about our light, but we're going to assume he's friendly. I'll give you a look over here at 222. We've been looking at the cars moving this morning. Traffic seems to be moving at a pretty decent pace out there on 222 and quite a bit of volume this morning, so people are definitely out and about. Obviously, you're going to want to take your time in case there are still some slick spots around, but for the most part, it looks like traffic is moving pretty regularly out there on 222. So here in Berks County, not too bad of a situation. It has been improving throughout the morning. It is getting a little colder, like Matt said, but we don't have a lot of wind at this point, and the snow is nice and light if you have to clean up this morning. So not too bad of a storm compared to, say, this time last year when we were facing all that snow. So if you look at it that way, this isn't bad at all, right, guys?
Right,
good.
Yeah. It's nice to see that you don't have to deal, we were saying earlier, Melissa, with the snow pounding you in the face, as we remember during one of our previous stories.
I had ice on my face last year. It was terrible.
That is terrible. The roads are blacker behind you than they are behind Mark, which is nice as well.
Yes, yeah, pretty much just wet here on Crossing Drive. Not too bad.
Okay, Melissa, thanks for the update. Well, the storm could also have an effect on people who are scheduled to fly out of town today. Lehigh Valley International Airport is reporting about a half-dozen flight cancellations this morning. More than 100 flights have been canceled at Philadelphia International. Now, Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter declared a snow emergency for the city last night. He said 450 trucks will be plowing the streets and pouring 31,000 tons of salt on the roads to try and keep things moving as smoothly as possible for today.
The storm is expected to make a stop in New York and New England before it's all over, and that means the Big Apple will get another chance to prove it can handle the weather. Officials took harsh criticism from residents about the way the city handled the last big storm, which dropped more than 2 feet of snow during Christmas weekend. Mayor Michael Bloomberg took responsibility for the failure, and he says this time things will be different.
We do know that we didn't do the job that New Yorkers rightly expect of us in the last storm, and we intend to make sure that that does not happen again.
The mayor said more than 2,000 plows and salt spreaders will be deployed to handle whatever the storm dishes out. You can get the latest on the storm by tuning into the AccuWeather Center. Thanks, Rick. The winter storm that arrived last night is making things messy for people who are out on the roads this morning.
We continue our team coverage now with a report from WFMZ's Joscelyn Moes, who has been traveling through Northampton County in the 69 News Snow Patrol truck. Good morning, Joscelyn.
Good morning, guys. We've been out and about all morning long. We showed you streets in Bethlehem, Hanover Township. Now we're in Bath. This is Washington Street in Bath. The snowplow just came through here. It's been through here several times this morning. You can see it's still a little bit snow covered, but this is a typical side street in Bath. Now, a lot of folks around town are digging out this morning. A lot of folks around the Lehigh Valley are digging out this morning. I've got my trusty scraper / brush here. I decided I'd give folks a hand. So this is what you're going to be facing. Look at all the snow. This is what you're going to be facing when you step outside this morning. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm tired. All right, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio. There's a whole lot of cars here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to them all. Anyway, there we go. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Jocelyn. The snow is also creating tricky travel conditions for folks in Allentown.
That's right. Meteorologist Mark Shanaberger is standing by live at American Parkway Plaza with a look at how things are going out there. Good morning, Mark.
Guys, I'm here. I'm not in one of those trucks, but you can see the plow trucks are coming down Hamilton Street right now, eastbound on Hamilton. You just saw that one car. I don't know if you were able to see that, just kind of slide out in this intersection. So even though the roadways, for the most part, aren't too bad, the major roadways like 145 and 22 that we saw weren't too bad, and most of the lanes were clear. We are still seeing some snow on some of the secondary roadways, so you want to take your time, especially as you approach the intersections, because there's a lot of snow in them, and as you're coming to the intersections, you don't want to be sliding through. So take your time, slow down as you're approaching an intersection. Also, as you're coming out of the intersection, keep in mind that your tires might spin, so you want to take it easy and accelerate slowly as you're heading out of the intersection. But for the most part, snow-covered roadways in the area on the secondaries. The majors are fine. This is a light, fluffy snow, so you shouldn't have any major problems shoveling. And in fact, you could basically just push it to the side if you take your shovel out this morning. That should make it a little bit easier as far as the shoveling goes. And when you're clearing off your car, make sure that you get the top of your car as well. We're seeing a lot of trucks and cars come by with some snow on top of their cars, and that's just going to end up on your the person behind you's window. So kind of think of the rest of the people around the area when you're clearing off your car, your sidewalks this morning, and make sure that you clear off the top of your cars as well. Live from American Plaza in Allentown, I'm WFMZ meteorologist Mark Shanaberger, back inside you guys.
Thank you, Mark. It's always a busy time for the folks at PennDot when the snow arrives.
Trucks have been out since last night to clear off the snow and make the roads as safe as possible.
Ron Young from PennDot is on the phone right now to give us an update on how things are going. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Jaciel.
Ron, I noticed that the trucks bring out their brine solution sometimes 2 days ahead of the storm. Why is that?
Well, what that does is that puts a little bit of salt on the road surface and prevents the snow when it comes down from bonding to the road, starts the melting process in advance of the trucks arriving there.
And Ron, give us an update if you don't mind. We talked to you in our 5:30 half hour. How have road conditions improved, and what needs to be done out there this morning?
They've improved greatly. All the major roadways are wet. The secondary roadways, most of those are wet. Some may still be snow or slush covered, so people need to use a little more caution on the secondary roads. And on the major roads, if they hit a bridge or elevated ramp, they want to go a little slower because there could be some black ice.
Okay. Any problem spots out there, Ron, you want to tell us about?
No major issues at this time, and things are going smoothly, and we hope it continues that way throughout the day.
And will your crews be on the road, Ron, for much of the day today? I mean, what are you expecting?
They're going to stay out all day and treat any areas as necessary and keep plowing on the secondary routes.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for calling in, Ron. We know you're busy, so we appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks. Well, the storm could also have an effect on people who are scheduled to fly out of town today. Lehigh Valley International Airport is reporting about a half-dozen flight cancellations this morning. More than 100 flights have been canceled at Philadelphia International Airport. Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter delivered a snow emergency for the city last night. He said 450 trucks will be plowing the streets and pouring 31,000 tons of salt on the roads to try and keep things moving as smoothly as possible for today.
The storm headed to New York and New England after hitting our region, and that means the Big Apple gets another chance to prove it can handle the weather. Officials took harsh criticism from residents about the way the city handled the last big storm, which dropped more than 2 feet of snow during Christmas weekend. Mayor Michael Bloomberg took responsibility for the failure, and he says this time things will be different.
We do know that we didn't do the job that New Yorkers rightly expect of us in the last storm, and we intend to make sure that that does not happen again.
The mayor said more than 2,000 plows and salt spreaders have been deployed to handle things today. You can get the latest on the storm by tuning into the AccuWeather channel. You can also stay up to date online by logging on to our website at WFMZ.com. While you're there, you can go to the features belt on the homepage to see some snow photos from viewers. You can also post your own photos by going to the Winter Storm info box on the homepage. A 14-year-old boy is facing charges for stabbing another teenager in the arm. The boy was arrested yesterday at the Allentown Center Learning and Adjustment School. Police say he stabbed a student from William Allen High School Monday afternoon in the area of 13th and Turner Streets. Police say the victim walked into the hospital and was treated and released.
The wife of a Bucks County hunter who was shot and killed at the start of deer season is suing the man police say pulled the trigger. Teresa Groh has filed a lawsuit against attorney David Manila. Manila is accused of shooting Barry Groh near Quakertown on November 29th. Manila claims he thought he was shooting at a deer. Teresa Groh alleges that Manila is trying to hide his assets. Manila transferred real estate holdings to his mother and his sister in the days following the shooting.
A Northampton County man has pleaded guilty to aggravated assault after police say he fractured his infant son's skull. Officials say Matthew Taylor's son was taken to the hospital with a broken eye socket back in August. He was just over 2 weeks old at the time. Taylor will be sentenced in March.
An investigation is underway after a gun was fired at the Bethlehem Police Headquarters. The Express Times is reporting that an officer's weapon went off inside the station on December 30th. Only one shot was fired and no one was hurt. Police Commissioner Stuart Beddick says the incident was accidental and that an internal investigation is now taking place.
A three-car crash in Northampton County left several people injured, and officials say some of the victims were children. It happened around 5:30 yesterday afternoon on Daniels Road in Upper Nazareth Township. There is no word on what caused the accident or the conditions of the victims.
It is 7:47 and time for another update on our forecast.
Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Broderick. Matt, what are you looking at?
All right, guys, we've got some snow totals to pass along as they continue to trickle in, and thanks for everybody for continuing to kind of get up and get out there and measure for us. So certainly, generally speaking, a 4 to 6 inch snowfall. There was a little bit more toward the east, a touch less farther west you go, but overall, most of us did fall within that 4 to 6. Reading 4 inches, Hamburg 4.5, Huff's Church at 3, Glenmore, Chester County at 5.8. We'll show you the valley into New Jersey next time around as well. And again, portions of Bucksmont seeing some pretty heavy snows as well, and of course out to well to the east of us toward New York and New England. All right, back to Cinema Live, and again, the big story now, the temperature, the wind, I would think over the next 2 or 3 hours will really start to pick up a little bit. 15 is the temperature in the Lehigh Valley. It's 24 in Reading and 20 in Pottsville. Some of you are cloudy. Others of us are seeing some sunshine out there, and I think we'll see some sun at times through the day today. We're done with the accumulating snow. We can see a few more flurries pass through the area, but that would be the extent of it. Now, the wind, 12 in Reading and Philly, 7 in the Lehigh Valley and in Pottsville. So that's not terrible, but when the temperatures are this chilly, it is knocking back the wind chills quite a bit. So it feels like 13 in Reading, 12 in Pottsville, 11 in Stroudsburg, 5 above in the Lehigh Valley. So as you go out to a shovel and broom, whatever you need to do, sweep, you could sweep this snow. Just be aware that you need to dress appropriately. This is what it looked like last evening, as really everybody was snowing by about 8 o'clock. So good timing as far as the start time. But boy, did it move out of here quickly. But it just kind of thumped and went. We call it thumping as it snows quickly on the front end, and then it kind of scoots on out of here. It is not quick to move out of New England. That will take a while, probably till midday and through the afternoon hours in far eastern sections. They're getting hammered now. But you can see for us, not a whole lot happening. There can be a few flurries here and there. No more accumulating snow. We're going to see clouds, some sunshine, but the wind will be picking up and gusting to about 30 miles an hour. That's certainly possible later this morning and through the afternoon. High pressure building in, windy tomorrow as well. Wind gusts again could be on 30 or 35 mile an hour range, and we're going to see temperatures that just simply cannot warm up right into the weekend. And I would imagine today around 30, and then it does look like 20s will be the rule right through the first part of the weekend. Last check of your school day if you're going in. This is figuring in a 2-hour delay. 18, partly to mostly cloudy and cold, certainly breezy on the way back with some sunshine, and 29. Wind chills today, single digits in teens this morning and the teens this afternoon, so it'll never come close to feeling like 30. Brisk and cold, clouds, some sun, couple flurries around. Wind northwest could gust to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, patchy clouds, cold. Wind diminishes, though, somewhat, down to 16, and then only 25 degrees tomorrow for Thursday. Partly sunny, windy, with wind chills in the single digits and teens all day. Look at some of the overnight lows. Thursday night, Friday night, we drop off into the lower teens. Certainly could see some single digits in the colder spots. So definitely some cold air in place. So you see 20s through Saturday. Could be a little bit of light snow or flurries late Saturday or Saturday night. A touch of rain or snow shower activity possible on Sunday. Even Jaciel, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Matt. Stay with us. We'll be right back.